Hi everyone. I wanted to talk about my personal experience with occipital neuralgia. It's a condition. It's a condition that affects the occipital nerves. The occipital nerves become injured or inflamed, and when that happens, it causes symptoms. Your occipital nerves are right in the back here, and they go up into your head. Um, I'm speaking fairly from my experience. Everyone's experience is different, so please understand that not two people are alike. So, I believe I got my occipital neuralgia from a car accident. I was rear-ended and got whiplash. I noticed after that I started getting headaches, and throughout the years they've gotten worse. But um, I want to talk about more about my symptoms and how I personally deal with it and what I hope is in store for me in the future. So my symptoms. Well, when my occipital neuralgia started years ago, it was mild. Mild compared to now, which at that time I thought they were bad, but now it's living hell. Back then, I used to get a flare up, what I call flare ups, probably once or twice a month. And it would last me a few hours and then it would go away. So, as time went by, it started to get worse and they became more debilitating. I get extreme pain. My muscles get really tight from my neck, my shoulder, and I get the pain right here in the base of my skull, all the way up into my eyeball. So when that happens, I start to feel the nerve twitching, and those are the first signs. Twitching, sometimes burning, and I start to feel my muscles get really tight. So when that starts happening, I start kind of knowing I need to hurry up and do something to try to stop the pain from getting worse. So when the pain does get worse, I'll start to feel it's like electrical shocks, burning. If it gets all the way up into my eye area, my vision becomes blurry, and I start to feel nauseous and anxious because the pain can get really bad and it makes me nervous. Um, it's stabbing sharp pains. It's probably one of the worst pains I've ever experienced. Worst being a spinal leak. Second would be occipital neuralgia. Um, Now I'm going to talk about what I personally do to help the symptoms. First of all, I need to sleep on a really good pillow. Second, I have to be aware constantly on how I position my neck. I can't bend down, look down too much. I can't be twisted too much to one side or the other side. Um, I have to be careful with stress because when I get stressed, my muscles get tight. If it's really cold outside, my muscles get tight and that can start up a flare up. So in the winters, I got to make sure I'm covered all around my neck area to make sure that that nerve doesn't get, those muscles in my neck don't get cold. When I first started having flare ups, I used to use ice. To me, ice was a lifesaver back then. But I kind of noticed ice was making things worse after a while, and I switched over to heat. And it was completely the opposite back then. Heat was making it worse then, and ice helped. But now I've been doing heat. I take frequent showers. Showers help my muscles relax. So that in turn helps the muscles around that nerve. Um, I stay away from lighting. I try to stay in the dark. I stay away from looking at a computer screen or TV screen or the phone because my vision gets really blurry. Massages also seem to be very helpful. If I have someone to massage me, that's great. If not, I have to kind of dig my thumb or my fingers all in this area and kind of just work it where the muscle can kind of start to get a little bit loose. Any little relief to get those muscles be less tight is ideal for me. So basically, those are the symptoms. If I were to describe it, I would say personally, it's one of the worst pains I ever feel. I get my flare-ups 4 to 5 times a week, and it's changed my life. I can't work now. I have pain quite often. I don't have much of a social life. I have to stay in the dark a lot of times. If it's too cold outside, I avoid the cold. I try to stay in. So as you can imagine, it does affect me, just like it affects many others out there. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes a while for doctors to recognize what this pain is. And even in the beginning when I had it, it was hard for me to understand and distinguish whether I was having that or if it was a migraine or some other type of headache. But once I started seeing a pattern, then it was easier for me to talk to my doctor about. How was I diagnosed? Well, the only way, well, most, I'm not going to say only, from what I've learned, is most people get diagnosed by a doctor doing a nerve block. So the nerve block basically is done right around the nerve area and they numb the nerve. If your pain goes away, then it's a very positive sign that you do have occipital neuralgia. Sometimes though, I've heard that the first time the doctor may miss the area, it's not precise around the nerve, and you won't feel any relief. I've heard people have to go in for a second block and try it again and see if it works. So I got my first nerve block, and that kind of told me that I did have occipital neuralgia. The relief didn't last long. So I kind of just backed away from getting a second round of nerve blocks. And but then during that time, I give myself a break. I started to feel my symptoms getting worse. So I sought out an opinion of a pain management doctor. The pain management doctor did another nerve block, both sides, because I do have bilateral. I do have left and right side. And he did it under x-ray. So it was a little bit more precise than just kind of guessing of where the nerve is at. That did give me relief for 2 days. And of course, that confirmed again that I do have it. But I kind of don't feel like it's worth just of 2 days of relief. When I get these so often, you know, just the stress of going to a doctor in the hospital to do the procedure and everything else, you know, for some people it might be worth it. For me, it's not. Now, for future plans, well, I've looked into radio frequency ablation. I've chatted with others about it. So I'm thinking that that might be something I'm going to talk to the doctor about to do next. Ideally, I would like to get occipital nerve decompression. And a surgeon that's knowledgeable about it has to go in, do the incision, and kind of see if your nerve is trapped by the muscle and kind of, you know, get things moved around a little bit in there to give the nerve a break. Sometimes those nerves get super pinched, either because of some trauma or some kind of other condition. So I just wanted to talk about this because I know others are suffering big time with it. It can be very debilitating, and it can be, you know, one of the worst pains anybody can feel. If hopefully, you know, I can reach out to someone that, you know, was maybe thinking, do I have it? I don't know if I have it. And then maybe just listening to my symptoms can guide someone over to a doctor and, you know, get some help, that would be very rewarding for me. I just want to bring awareness about this. It's needed, and a voice needs to be heard. I know many doctors tend to push people away or automatically diagnose them with either a tension headache or you know, a migraine or some type of other headache disorder or neck issues, and disregard occipital neuralgia, or just basically don't even know enough about it. So anyways, I'll keep this short. I hope this helps someone. I just wanted to talk about my own personal experience. And if you have any questions or concerns, please leave it in the comments. I just started this channel. I have other medical conditions that I'll be talking about. So I'll be posting more videos. So if you like, please subscribe and leave a comment. And I hope all of yous are well. Take care. Bye.